Every second in this world can give us so many places.
I love that song. Hard time turning it off. Morning. Morning, good morning.
Morning. I like your music today, Sarah. Good choice.
Well, I just turn on Pandora.
I will just go with it.
You get what you get. Don't throw a fit. But I do like push through if I don't like the song. That's the kind of DJ I am. So yes, I made you co-host. So if you
Got
see
it.
Popping in, let them in. Happy Tuesday. This week is just so weird, trying to catch back up, all the family things, all the work things. I'm looking at my calendar that is not time blocked, which just makes everything hard, makes it crazy. Like, what is my schedule? So
What do I even do? Who am I? Same thing.
Yeah, all those things. Yep. So we have leaderboards today. Thank you for giving me grace yesterday. I just finally was like, you know what? I'm just not going to get that done before Monday, and that's okay. So I will pull that up. Are you watching that, James? Sorry.
I got it.
Okay.
I recorded too. I had a couple of people ask me this morning if we could.
Okay, so our huddle schedule for now, we changed it for the summer, but we have kept it. So what's happening here? Go back. Oh no, go back. What's
I
happening?
did that too. I don't know.
Hold on a minute. Out of control here. Okay, well, we'll just do this. Oh my God. Okay, no clicking of a button. So huddle time, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 10 a.m. Central, and Thursday and Friday, 2 to 2:30, we have a short huddle, and then dial team after that. Typically, we have a guest dialer. Maybe it's one of us, maybe it's someone we know that's just really good on the phones. I'd rather you learn from people who are way better on the phones than I am. So typically they'll live dial for at least an hour after our huddle, and then just stay on and kind of host the Zoom for the rest of the time. So if you're brand new and want to hear somebody dial a little bit because you're nervous about that, you can totally do it, or just hop in there and work, just mute everybody, and it just helps. I know Leslie and Sean have a dial room that they use a lot. Julie will post when she's dialing. So yeah, find a dial room whenever you want. It just helps to have someone else doing the same work you're doing. And if you're frustrated, you can be like, that guy was a real jerk in the crew or the comment section, and you can just move right along with your life. So we love our huddles so much. And this is also if you want to use this, I know Reem had like 4 people on yesterday. This is a really good way for anybody you're talking to about the business to see if we're the right culture for them. So have them hop on. If they've listened to a corporate overview, utilize these to make sure that they're the right fit for us and vice versa, Oh, now it's not going to move at all. So we're going to do, oh God.
Does your arrow work?
What's happening? There we go. Okay. All right. I had a question this morning about the issue page sheet. When you see Kim post in the feed, she does put the link, doesn't she?
She did this morning. Yeah. I saw her writing before I saw the link. Yeah.
Okay. She took this over for us, which has been really helpful. So this is for anybody who has written business at all. So if you've written business, then Kim takes the applications from Opt and she moves it right over here. And the reason we do that is to help teach you and guide you to follow up with your business to make sure. So what we ask of you is to go in and click pending or issued. And if it's issued, please put the month that it's going to get issued. So that colored part over there is your job. Kim's not going to know. Jamie and I can't follow up on all of your business. That's the task we ask of you. There was some confusion on that, like you were waiting for us to do that for you in there, but that's what we're asking of you. So, and this is to, every time she posts it, that should be your reminder to hop back in. because I do the same thing. I've got 4 or 5 things still pending. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get that one signature. It just is a good reminder to you to follow up, because until it's issued, you're not paid and your client is not covered. It's also a way for us to keep track a little bit of our issued business, because submit for show, issue for dough. And if you've been around for a while, you know what I'm talking about with that. And I was telling Kristen Tasker this morning, the reason we even started this, in January of this year, we submitted 45,000. And I thought, oh my gosh, we might have our month 1 AO run. We've got to issue at least 30. And we issued only 15 of the 45. And I knew something was missing in our processes. So we implemented this. This is what a few other leaders do. So we can keep a better eye on who's issuing business, who needs some extra help. Jamie and I, this is month 2, we hope month 2 for us on 100 and 105. So Jamie needs to issue 45,000 on her side, and I need to issue 65,000 on my side. Only half of that can come from Jamie's side. So we can keep kind of track of where we're at, or those of you that have teams, Sminky wants to know where he's sitting. Julie wants to know where she's sitting. Anybody that Reem wants to know, anybody who has a team, you want to kind of see where you're sitting for your goals too. So that's the purpose. There's also in there, even if you haven't written business, there's a few other resources at the bottom. If you click, some calls that we've saved, or our corporate overview is in there. There's a lot of resources in there that you might utilize. So even if you haven't written business, check out some of the other resources down there. But if you have at all, then please, when Kim puts that link in there, hop in there and update your business. And if you don't see something that you have written, let Kim know, because sometimes we do miss it, but for the most part, she stays up on it almost daily, especially now that we're back.
Yeah, don't try and add your own either, because it will just screw up the whole sheet. So just the colored sections on the right.
Mm-hmm. And if it says issued, like in Mutual of Omaha, it is not issued until it is drafted. So if right now, the last day of August, it says issued, but draft date is September 2nd, then you need to put issued September. That makes sense. It is not issued until the draft comes out of the client's account. So that's another thing that we're trying to help you guys get in the habit of, because we've learned these lessons the hard way and got burned in all the wrong ways with this, thinking that we had something that was going to issue that month and it didn't, and it's because of the draft day. So, and this is the last day, speaking of that, of the month. You could not submit for August. Anything you've submitted since Saturday is actually September submit. But if you have pending business, you can get it issued today. That would count towards your promotions and your paycheck. So if you've got something pending in there, I got something today with National Life Group. I messaged them yesterday. They were waiting on me to say, go ahead, which I don't understand why. So I just got an email this morning that said it's been issued. So now I know I can count that for August. But if I wouldn't have checked on it again, then it would have been just sitting there forever. So you got to keep birthing those babies. It's just like first contraction whenever you put the application.
Yeah, I called Americo yesterday because I put a policy in 10 days ago and it said approved. And I'm like, I haven't been paid on that yet. So I called yesterday. She's like, yeah, that's just waiting for a final check from the final underwriter. I'm like, so it's not going to count for August? She's like, I don't think so. I'm like, that's fine. I had enough business that I think it's fine for my promotion. She goes, oh my God, thank you for being so nice to me. Just meaning so many people wait until last minute for their promotions and for their stuff to issue, that it's something that's so good to watch throughout the month. But yeah, and be nice to those underwriters. They get beat down. I feel like abused.
5K a week. I looked back. Sminky pulled out a 5K a week that last week while we're in conference. So congratulations, Smink. We started to promote. This is new for us. 5K a week is a really great profitable spot. 10K and 20K weeks are awesome and really profitable. But 5K a week is something everybody should shoot for, because that's going to keep you your head above water. You're going to feel that cash flow glow if you're putting in 5K a week. So just something we want to highlight and something to shoot for. And the weeks here start on Saturday morning to the next Friday at midnight is where the weeks fall. And that's how it is in opt. So we just follow that too. Congratulations, Smink. Cabo challenge. So most of you that were at conference saw Jamie and I had earned that through Marshall Whalen's contest, but we snagged. So whenever they said there's 10 AOs in the room that snagged an extra room, that was us. So we did that. And that's on our dime that we're paying for. I told you, I was like, congratulations, we won the trip, but we're also paying for somebody from our team to go. He's like, great. I'm like, no, it's all kinds of worth it. So we're running this through November, and we actually have 3 different winners. First place is Cabo with us for 2, and it flights up to $700 per ticket. And then second is staycation, so a 2-night hotel stay somewhere close to you. And third would be a date night, $200 date night. So this is running through November. And the points, you can get it by having a 70% issue rate. And we won't know the issue rate until that snapshot report comes out, maybe by the end of the week, most likely beginning of next. If you hit a promotion, I think we've got a few of those. I think on my side, I know Reem did, pretty sure Reem did, pretty sure Smink did. But we don't know for sure until that snapshot report comes out. So, and then 2 points if you got 10 applications. And I know, I think I put it over there. I think it's just John Berlin was our 10 applications guy besides you, Jamie. I think you had 10 as well. And then the top 3 producers. So we already know the answer to that. That was Melanie and Reem and Tasker, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
And we just added, and we'll keep this for September. I know it says August there. I should have changed that. In September, every 5K submit is another 5 points. So another big reason. So you could have 4 5K weeks and have 20 points. So that's anybody's game here. So Smink got an extra 5 points, and he was already kind of ahead of the game. So good job, Smink, with that. And then every month we're going to do a drawing for anybody who has any points is going to be in a drawing. Lisa Abusneni won that last month, and we'll have another winner this month. And you can pick your $100 gift card to be Leeds or Target or Books A Million or the liquor store. We don't care what you choose. No judgment here. So last week, which was, my days are all messed up, but the last full week of the month, the Reineke base shop. And for those of you that don't know what we mean by base shop, once you hit agency owner, then you have your own base shop. So when you see on the Pogue call on Friday, whenever they list all the base shops, that means agency owners. Okay, so I think Jacob has around 30 AOs, something like that. So then when Susie hit agency owner, just a month behind me, then she has her own base shop. So my base shop includes everyone that's not under Susie. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
so
how
then
cool is that 8 writers, both 8, 1 new each side.
Yeah,
That's
it's weird.
So cool.
It's strangely crazy how similar our numbers will be. It's really weird, actually. So then let's say Greg Pearson breaks out as an AO, then he will have Pearson base shop, and then Jamie's base shop will shrink down because it will include everybody but Greg's base shop. Okay, so we were all in the Pogue base shop, and it was huge, and he was looking like a real rock star until me and Susie and his brother all broke out as AOs. Then his shrunk back down to just Brian Garcia Larson and Shane. So, which I love that part of this business, actually, because it helps you. One, if you do this right, you know, you look at Marshall or even Jacob right now, everybody is doled out into their own base shops doing their own thing. So this business model leads to time freedom someday, because hopefully all of you break out your own base shops, and then I can coach and train and pop on your team calls someday. You know, that's the whole idea with this. They're not all dependent on me or Jamie forever. You'll have your own base shops and running your own numbers. So that's what that means. Once you break out, then you're no longer, but you all still count in our organization and our overrides. So we don't lose the overrides. We just become our own entity, if that makes sense. So whenever we're running for numbers, mine includes Jamie when I'm running for promotions, but another lesson in this business, you can only count 50% from any one leg. So if I'm hopefully running for month 2 of 105, which is 65,000, even if Jamie submitted or issued 60,000, I can only count 32.5 of what Jamie does. Okay, so that's why, you know, we keep track of it that way, because she's obviously a big part, you know, of what we do. That 50% rule is to keep you from just having one strong leg and sitting back in a recliner and enjoying it, right? you gotta go to work, and you gotta do your part. So that's okay. So last week, Reineke base shop, we did 13,848. One new rider, Lacey Daly. She's not on these calls a whole lot because she's a overworked, underpaid nurse. in Kansas. And she actually put in her letter of resignation for the end of September. She is all in, so excited, major FOMO of not being able to go to conference. But she'll be all over these Zoom calls here very soon. She's someone who loves the recordings, James, so I appreciate that. And Sminky, Neil couldn't come to conference last minute due to storms in Houston, but had a great week. Cuppernell, great week. Susan Shook, I see her on here. She's got lots of things in the pipeline. She's raring to go. And Sonia Stidham had a great month. She's in the top 10. Getting ready to announce that. It's awesome. And then I was on there. Melissa Knox, that silent but deadly Melissa. So Seuss, what about your side?
We have, let me see if someone was trying to get in here. Yep. Kristen Tasker, number 1, 3268. Melanie Zimba, number 2 in the base. I just like saying that, 3132. Myself, 1 app, 1779. Alicia Gifford, 1435 with 3 apps. And Greg Pearson, 2 apps, 1086. John Berlin, 2 apps, 468. Nicole Elliott, 214 with 1 app. And then a brand new writer, direct to Haverly, Daryl Washington with 1 app for 123.
I've been seeing all kinds of emails for Daryl Washington. I didn't know who he was direct to. So
yeah, direct to Haverly.
It is really crazy how similar. And this is for the week. So you'll notice like on the national call, they do week. So when you see those numbers, it's where they are for the week, right? So when I see other agency directors, I was feeling like a rock star whenever Jamie was a part of mine for May. That was really fun. So looked like a top dog in the AOs, but then whenever I got bumped to AD, a lot of those people are doing like 87,000 a month, 100,000 a month. So we're climbing, we're moving right on up. It's always good to have something to shoot for. And then last month, I had to do it this way because there were so many writers. We had 27 writers last month and finished at 87,940, which is pretty good because we kind of took a week off, a lot of us. So 87,940 for us. And then our top 10, Jamie was number 1. Congratulations, Jamie Susie, leading from the front with 10 apps. And Kristen Tasker, number 2, 6984 with 6 apps. Reem, number 3, 6931 with 7 apps. And Melanie Zimba, 6872. Like these 3 were like seriously tied for number 1, basically. 8 apps. Dina Montero, great month, 5757, like a boss, 7 apps. John Berlin, 5626, but he got the 10 apps, so he's going to get a couple of Cabo points over there. Sminky, 5232 with 3 apps. Sarah Reineke, 4282 with 6 apps. And Sonia Stidham, top 10, girl. It was a big month for her. She was really excited about that. 3768 with 3 apps. My favorite number for August is 122 because we covered 122 families, just this group. And that is so cool to see every single month. That's impact. You know, people were in tears at conference. The reason they're in life insurance because they have a situation, something happened to them where they know how important it is. And we just really do have an important job. So 122 families, 27 writing agents, and 4 of them were new writers. So Jacob tells us all the time that having 5 new writers a month is a great sign of vitality. So I feel pretty good about that. James, anything else?
No, I love that it's grandbabies too, right? Were any of those direct to you?
Of the top 10?
No, of the 4 new. 4 new
Lacey,
writers?
Lacey's direct to me.
Okay, awesome. None of mine on our side were direct to me, which, I mean, of course I want to have new directs, but I love that we're starting to just grow beyond us. Makes it more fun.
It is neat. When I saw Daryl, I was like, who's Daryl? This is exciting.
Where did he come from?
And, you know, whenever I say that, Jamie and I were brand new. I mean, I remember that June. No one knew who we were, and we were planning on being secret agents at that time. That's what our whole talk was about. And we wanted to earn the right for people to know who we were. Like, we're going to get to the top of that board. People are going to be like, who's this Jamie and Sarah girl? Like, we were determined to earn that spot to where people knew who we were. So I was just right behind her tail the whole time. Like, I'm here too. I'm here too. All right. So congratulations, great month. And then all about those apps. So our app count this month, Jamie and John Berlin were both at 10. We'd like to keep it at 10 or above. Hemi told us that was one piece of advice he gave us is start looking at app count too, because the reason we like to look at who has the most apps is because that's another sign of vitality. You know, we'd rather you be consistently good than just occasionally awesome. We like the occasionally awesomes, but you know, seeing Susan with 9, she wrote a lot of apps on a lot of families, or on one family. You know, it's just like, we're going to write 3 here, 3 here, 3 here. Those families will never leave her because she's got all those apps on those families. So that's some job security for you too. And it's just a sign of health in your business if you're writing multiple apps versus just one big one. So congratulations, Jamie 10, John 10, Susan 9, Melanie 8, Kate 8, Reams 7, Dina 7, Tasker 6. Yep, pretty good. Corporate overview. We are going to work with Hemi and his crew too. So they'll be invited to this as well. Hemi's out of town tomorrow or Thursday. So Jamie and I'll do it like normal. But we just thought it'd be nice to have him help present. He's really great at presenting this too. So this Thursday will be just Jamie now like normal, but you might see some new faces on there from their team. But those other Mondays, Hemi will help present. You know, I had someone who said, you know, I don't want to do this. It's just a bunch of women. I was like, that's hilarious because this company is full of men, like way more men in this industry than women. But he thought since Jamie and I were presenting that's, you know, I was like, well, first of all, that shouldn't be a distractor, but whatever. Anyway, we thought it might be good to have a little more diversity for these presentations. So this is a new image and we can put it out on Crew as well. Just save it so you know it's Thursday. We wanted to get one in this week because there's a lot of excitement with conference and a lot of conversations happening. And then after that, we're going to skip next week because of Labor Day. And then the next 3 Mondays after that. So that way you always have something to invite to. If they cannot get to it, best case scenario, they come to the live corporate overview just because it helps. It just does to meet us and to hear kind of our banter and how we work together, and they can tell they want to be a part of something special. But if they can't or they didn't show, the recording of one of ours is in the agency spreadsheets that I just talked about in the beginning. So save that to your phone somewhere so you have it to be able to send to people. It's 45 minutes. I'm unapologetic about that. Like if they're not going to take 45 minutes to make a big decision for their life, like it's going to take a lot more than 45 minutes. So it's important. So tell them it'll take 45 minutes. Make sure you have time to like really watch and listen. This is some language that we gave y'all if you want to copy. This is just something you could send. Hey, I know we previously spoke about the insurance industry and about the company I work for. My little bar will not go away. And the company I work for, my agency owners are hoping a Zoom webinar tomorrow night where they will go over what we do, how we make money, and where we get our leads. Be a great place to gather information, see our culture, and understand why I love it here. We can connect after, let me know. It doesn't have to be exact, make it sound like you. I heard Logan saying that on her way home, she was like, you know, dude, you need to do this with me. You know, very simple, right? Like you don't have to write this whole long paragraph. They need to feel your excitement and feel your belief and that you want something for them, not from them. And in this industry, it is for them because even if they make that decision that they want to do this, you're 90 days out, right? 60 days out from having a writer or, you know, so this is not like, hey, quick cash if you recruit this person. No, this is long-term. Like you want this for them, you know, to be able to build something for themselves. Anything else, Jane, about that?
Yeah, and I was just going to say, just in terms of saving things on your phone, I've had people say, oh, I missed it. Is there a recording? I really wanted to pop on. Something came up. And I have a photo album with this image, our Huddle image, the discount code to get into the pre-licensing course, my business card. Like I have easy access to that just to send out. And then I also have in my notes section just different links to videos, because if someone says to me, hey, I want some more information on what you do, I'm going to set up a phone call with them, but I'm going to say, hey, check out this video before we chat, because then it will help formulate some questions. Just having that easy access helps you so much in the process, because there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be asking you about it. That way you're not fumbling through and you don't forget about them.
Pro tip, makes a big difference. And after they watch the corporate overview, what we've seen a lot of times is line up a quick 3-way call with one of us. And they're like, oh, the girl from the video. Like they feel connected already because they were on there with us. So a quick three-way call, any questions you have, here's the next steps. We'd be happy to do that from there. And is this information, I searched it on Drive. Is it somewhere else, Jamie? The one, is it in Crew?
Actually, I think it's in our, the same pending business sheet. There's a whole link for it with more market language and video links. These videos are YouTube. We don't want to send YouTube anymore. We want to send Vimeo because it just keeps them on the clear path instead of getting them lost in YouTube. So we can fix this for next leaderboard, but yes, it is in the pending business sheet.
I think Kim renamed it to just RS agency spreadsheets.
Yeah, I don't know what we can call it. We're a mess, guys. Bear with us.
Yeah. But I love the Symmetry 10 Year Strong. It's super powerful. And if you aren't following Symmetry on YouTube, you should probably go do that. I saw another one pop up yesterday. Hearing from them is always good. And you're going to find other videos that you want to use there as well. Can
I butt in here for a second?
Sure.
If you were on the national call last week, they showed the marketing materials that are available on Quility HQ. And it's a landing page that has these videos that are not on YouTube. And they're a bit more polished to send out. So they're under training. I should say they're under resources, under marketing, and scroll all the way down. You'll see videos to share. It's an agent portfolio of videos to share, and it's a polished website to send out that you can't get into the weeds of YouTube.
Julie, that is amazing information, and you look super hot today. Like, seriously.
Wait. Do you know why she looks super hot today? I mean, she looks hot every day, but
look at her.
Extra hot today. I can't see her. Where is she? Julie, where are you?
Secret agent.
Hold on.
I have a date with the 120s at noon.
Oh, you look so hot, Julie.
Look at you. I'm like, model material. My God.
I know. I have more makeup on than I did at conference because I'm not wearing a mask. So
Julie's going to be on the Wayland call this morning, guys.
Yeah. Nominated. Did Ziller nominate you?
So Jacob Pogue nominated me. I guess Ziller is hosting. They were looking for people on teams. They asked all the 120s who was somebody that had, was impacted by conference. They had great takeaways, and Jacob nominated me because I was the first one that texted him that I purchased an owner's pack for a national conference in Denver. And they want to hear from me and why I enjoyed conference so much and why I'm so excited for national conference. So
Julie, and Ziller called you yesterday, right?
He called me on the phone, and I'm out walking my kids in a wagon and, get off the shed. Just having mom time. It was like after dinner, before bedtime, that fun space of 6, 7 o'clock.
And hell, don't you make
And he's like, is now a good time? And I'm like, of course it is, John Ziller.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
That's awesome.
Get down. Get out of the street.
I told Julie, talking to her is like the Will Ferrell skit when she's like telling Braden to get off the shed all the time. It's like, she is the get off the shed skit. I swear it. Because she's so sweet. And she's like, Braden, get off the shed. And anyway.
Put the hose down. Put that hose down.
Get off the ladder. Get off the bucket truck.
Well, I need makeup tips because I'm seriously like, wow, gorgeous. Anyway. Very distracted by your beauty today.
I'll share you the tutorials I've seen.
I need it because I don't get it. So yes, make sure you check the Wayland call out today because our beautiful Julie Sarah will be on there. Slingshot, which we've got people running for this. Very excited. I got a lot of text messages like, let me make myself clear. I need 5,000 or 70. They were all like making sure they understood it, which was super cool. And so just to go over it real quick, the way it has been and will most likely go back to after February is that you would have to hit issue 2,500 back to that initial issue page sheet. This is why we do that, because submit is different than issued, right? So you'd have to issue 2,500 2 months in a row to earn your 75% promotion. And then you would have to issue 5,000 2 months in a row to hit 80%. And then you'd have to issue 10,000 a month 2 months in a row to get to 85. So it would take you 8 months. to get there. So they've given you a fun slingshot. I love their, bird dog slingshot. You can tell they're like country guys from North Carolina. And I love it. So the slingshot idea here is they're offering you a faster track to get to that 85%. And what does that 85% mean? It means a whole lot more commission on the things that you sell. It also means a different override. I told you guys on that call last week, now that I'm at 100%, a 30% override for training and onboarding a new client or a new agent. Same work I did last summer for a 5% override. So if I'm going to do the same work, I'd rather get a 30% override than a 5% override. So 85% makes a big difference versus a 5% override. So what they've offered you until February is you can do, oh God, love it. You can do, instead of 2 months of 2,500, you can do 1 month of 5,000 issued, 1 month and go straight to 75 plus a 10% bonus. And it's whatever you issue. If you issue 10,000 right there, then you're going to get a 10% bonus. And then the next month, issue 7,500, you get your 80 plus a 10% bonus. And then a 12,500 one time, and you're at 85. So all of you can be at least at 85 before we go to Denver. Really nice of them. I used to say, can we skip steps? And Jacob said no, over and over. And so it must be nice that you guys get to get there at the time.
You're just speeding it up. You can't skip it. But I do know that there are some kind of footnotes. I'm not sure the right word I'm looking for, but you can't just go in and submit all of your business in one day. You have to do it consistently. Like every week you have to submit something.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Just read the learn more because there are some stipulations to it.
That's true. I think it was you had to submit at least one piece of business every week.
Yeah. So you can't just write like an annuity and have it count for your promotion.
Yeah. Hashtag John Berlin.
And
yeah.
Sarah, does this include your team as well, or is this all personal?
Yes, it includes your team, but your bonus is your own pen, right? Yeah. The bonus is
and it was 3 out of the 4 weeks.
Perfect.
Is what you have to do.
Okay.
If you miss 1 week, it's fine, but 3 out of the 4.
Lisa, do you have a broom to sweep up behind me with Sminky? Are you both back there? Yeah, it's important. I need it. Yeah, you're right. It's 3 out of 4 weeks. Yeah, make sure you understand all the things, yourself. But yes, it does include your team. And that's what's really nice, and remember, if you have a strong leg, you can only count 50% of it. So if you're running for 12,500, you can only count, 6,250 from any one leg. But yeah, that's another great perk of growing an agency. So we want to see as many people as possible moving up that profitability ladder. And if you're at 85, then you've set yourself up really good for your AO run soon after that, because you have to be at 95 for that. So then you're just a few months away. And speaking of Denver, it's the 3rd and 4th, and I looked, it's on Quill. It's actually, is it events/quility.com/events, I think, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. And you can do payment plans for an owner's pack. I saw Reem got one. I saw, who else was in there today posting that?
I got one.
You got one. Smink got one. I know Julie got one. Somebody else posted in there today. I can't remember, but you're basically saying, Abu Snini got one. Everybody's got your name down, Lisa, by the way, like it's nailed. Like everybody gets it now. No one's making that mistake anymore. Owner's pack is like, I'm building a team. I'm putting myself in a corner, and then you the people that you invite to come, their ticket is just 160 and they can Venmo you that. I would highly recommend having them pay for their ticket, because it's a different level of accountability if they've paid for a ticket. If you give it away for free, it's real easy to back out last minute. And as we saw yesterday, the people were not happy. Obviously there were some extenuating circumstances, but that little bit of I paid for my ticket will help with show rate for them to get there. If you are not buying an owner's pack and you just want to get a ticket, if you're, under me or under one of these people that bought an owner's pack, then you can get a ticket from them, and it saves you a little bit of money because it's 160 instead of 179. But lock yourself in, guys. Commit right now to go. You'll be glad you did. And repeat after me. I can't go. I have a trip to Denver for my business. I won't be available that week because I will be in Denver. That's the mentality that you have to have. Your
Yeah.
spouse wants to go, get them a ticket too. We saw that make a big difference. I know Sean's girlfriend came along and now she's working with them, and Greg's daughter is all in after she went. And it's good for spouses sometimes too, because they finally understand what you do for a living, because sometimes it seems foreign.
Yeah, the owner's pack too, you could do it in one installment, or you can do monthly payments up in for 5 months, I believe, like $317 a month for 5 months for one pack. So you can kind of break it up so it's not a large expense. But when I went to AO Academy, the founders were very confident that we're going to sell out every seat. And I've personally missed out on hotel blocks for things that I've ended up having to pay more for. I know some of you guys that did go to conference missed out on the block. I just don't wait till last minute, because it's either going to sell out, or you're going to miss out, or you're going to have to pay more. So if you want your ticket, message someone who does have an owner pack, or if you want to commit to building, get yourself an owner pack. I would do it sooner rather than later.
Yeah, when they said only 5,000, I mean, there was 15,000 at just Marshall Whalen's.
1,500.
Is that what I said?
15,000, it's fine.
It's totally the same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing. But when I heard 5,000, I'm like, that will sell out. There's no way that it won't. So the last thing we want is you to make a decision you didn't get a ticket. So if nothing else, get a ticket from one of us.
Yeah.
And then also, yeah, Jamie's right. Like, all of us being at the Hilton was so much fun. And I know Logan got over there last minute. So you definitely want to get the same room block, because the hotel lobby bar down there where we hung out every single night was just priceless. So you don't want to miss that.
We'll talk about hotel and flight and all that, but just commit to going to start.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to mention, because Lisa and I talked about this, just so you know, when you look at this, and I know you all have it printed and hanging behind, look at Julie Good Stewart back there. She's got her little, yep, perfect. So you don't have to hit these on the way. You can. You don't have to. You don't have to hit team leader and key leader in order to hit agency owner. It's not sequential like that. Most people do, but you don't have to. Okay. And whenever you see team leader, that is you plus 2 more. So when it says 3 sales reps, it's not you plus 3, it's you plus 2. And you are issuing 10,000. So you will probably hit some of these on the way. And you've got to do that for 2 straight months, right? 2 months in a row, 2 months in a row for key leader. And then for AO, it's 3 months in a row. So I think my second month of key leader was my first month of AO. So you don't have to do these in sequential order like that. Okay. And then I already explained it, but this is how the normal commission ladder works. And when we say 120, for those of you that are new here, this is why we say 120. They're at the top of the commission ladder, and they have at least 45 riders, and they are all issuing at least 225,000 every single month. That's what those guys are doing up there. So, so goals, speaking of that, for me personally, my goal for September, I'd say to be prepared for these 3, and we'll go super fast. Just, I remember, like popcorn reading, if you remember that from school. 15,000 submit for me, 10,000 issued at least. At least it's a reasonable amount. And then for the big team, 150,000 is the goal, with 35 riders and issuing at least 80K. For January, I want to be managing, what do you call it? MVP, managing vice president. And that means I would have 1 AD. That would be Jamie, because somebody's going to hit AO. At least one person's going to hit O under Jamie before then. So she'll be AD, and I'll have at least 2 other AOs by the time we go to Denver. And 50 solid riding agents is my plan by then, and have at least 5 agency owners in our whole master agency. And then by August, 120, holy moly, by the next Whalen conference, with 60 riding agents and out of the field by next summer. So who's next?
I'll go. So September, hitting 80, getting 2 packets back, and a total of 10K with at least 7,500 from my own pen. Crap, what was the other month? January?
But before conference. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So before conference, I should be at 90 with being January would be month one of an AO run. And then August, working on the second month of 105.
Nice. I believe you. I love it. Next.
I'd like to just go ahead and follow that up because Lisa, me, Sandra, who else?
Cassie, Cassandra. Oh, you call her Sandra.
Yeah,
Dina, probably Dina.
Dina's a month behind us, we figured out, but we
Okay.
are all running together.
Same thing. Okay. So Jamie and Cassandra
Oh, Haverly,
Haverly.
and
Okay.
Haverly.
So I can just write same under what Lisa just said.
I mean, someone might have something else
I
also.
love it. I love it.
I mean, so yeah, so basically the same. The only thing for me specifically is that so that same Cabo trip that you guys have, I have a vacation plan. So my goal is to have everything submitted before the 19th of January, which is my birthday. Hey, good time for vacation. And then if, you know, all else fails and there's just a little tiny bit for me to go, I still have a week afterwards, but my goal is to like hit that 30,000 prior.
Month one.
Yeah, so it's gonna be big.
It's gonna be big. You shared it with Jacob, or I shared it with Jacob, but now he knows.
Oh, yeah. I'm like sweating. It's fine.
Good. Fine. Put deodorant on. You're fine. We can't smell you.
I'll go and share my my goals. So one thing that I've learned in the last 2 years that I've been here, and this is such a easy lesson to learn, but it's a hard one to learn. It's one thing to say it; it's another thing to do it. So as I'm going to put these out there, this is a real, genuine, honest commitment, and I'm putting it out there to hold myself accountable, and I'm grateful if you guys want to help hold me accountable. That'd be great too. So I am at 80, and I am going to slingshot myself to 85 in within the next 2 months. And then I am going to get to 90% by the end of the year. So in order to do that, I need to write 18,000, and then I need to write 20 for the following 2 months, and then 25 the month after that. So that's how I'm setting it up, and I broke it down in terms of how many appointments I need to set each week in order to hit that goal. Another area that I'm working on is building, which has not been one of my strengths. And so there was this one presentation on stage where people were wearing a mask and sunglasses. I can't remember who it was. They were like secret agent thing going on. Anyway, I had a huge takeaway when Sarah and Jamie were talking about you know, getting over yourself and getting outside of being a secret agent. I've got a huge network. I've been afraid to tap into that. So I'm going to attack my warm finally. I've been saying that for a while, but now this time I'm putting it out there and asking, you know, if you guys want to help hold me accountable, that'd be great. So those are some of my basic goals to get to where I need to be. With all that said, I should also be in my AO run by the time we're in Denver together in February.
I love it.
Love it, Greg. so
Everybody
much.
texts Greg every morning, like, hey, Greg.
Yeah.
If you need his number, let me know. And he'll just get all the text
We'll
messages.
just post it. We'll
Absolutely.
just post it right there in the chat.
He'll be like, leave me alone. Who's next?
I'll go. By end of September, I want to have 8 more recruits, 3 writers. I want to have 10K issued on my own pen, 20K as a team, and hopefully hit 90% by when the numbers print. By conference, I want to be having a consistent 20 recruits a month, 10 writers a month, 10K on my own pen, 30K as a team per month, which will hit AO by conference. A year from now, 40 recruits per month as a team, 20 writers per month. Again, still writing 10K on my own pen, not writing, issued 10K per month, and 100,000 as a team in a year.
Badass, Smink. Look at you. What would Sminky do? That's awesome.
He did his homework. Wow.
Good. Miss Renicky likes homework. I don't want to do it. I like to just assign it. That's what teachers do, right? Yeah. I really don't want to grade it either.
You guys, Sarah caught somebody while we were on stage not listening. And the next day she's like, so did you do your homework?
I did.
She's like, he wasn't listening. I called him out.
I did. I was like, so what'd you think of that? Yeah, it's total teacher move. Anybody else want to go?
I'll go.
I'll go. Oh,
Sorry. Okay, so my goal for September, I'll be on my month 2 of 75%. So I want to submit 5K, issue for sure 2,500, and recruit 5 people. In January, right before conference, I should be at my second month of 90. Gonna submit 17.5, issue 15,000. Should have recruited 5 people per month for a total of 25. And a year from now, should be on month 2 of 105, submitting 75,000 and issuing 65,000 for a total of 60 people on the team with 13 writers. Should somewhere in there, there's an AO run. I just was going, just getting it in there.
Awesome. I love it. I believe you. All right, Miss Rain.
okay, so my goals are this month to have 10,000 issued personally, 15,000 as a team, and hopefully hit month 1 of 90. By January 2022, I want to be at month 1 of AO and be consistently bringing on, I'm going to say from now till then, consistently bringing on 5 new writers a month, hopefully. And then September 2022, be at 100,000 as a team. And I really want to hit 10,000 a week every single month. Like every single month, I want to just have 1 week where I write 10,000 a week. That's all I want.
We all know that you can do that. I'm like Greg, you're like, oh, 20K is a problem for you, Greg. We all know. We all know what you've done in the past. Like, we remember the Reem and Greg battles.
Believe you.
Awesome. I believe you. Who's next? Oh, Melanie, I think you're muted. I think you said I'll go.
Sorry, I always forget. So for September, I want to submit 7,500 just to ensure that I get the 5,000 and I get slingshotted up to 75 contract. And then I also want to start recruiting this month. I want to start with 2 writers so that they can be ready to go by December. So probably November, December. And then I'll add 2 writers every month starting from September. And then by January is where I'll go for my AO run. So I want to do 10,000 on my own pen. And then my writers would, you know, contribute to meet the 30K per month from January, February, and March. And I still don't know yet about a year from now because I feel like I can only think this far out for right now.
Yep, I get that.
Yeah.
For some, that's debilitating. I get it. So
Yeah,
it's okay for you to acknowledge it. It's fine.
It's the only way I can stay focused.
And her dad's getting licensed too. Her dad's jumping in and joining us, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
So good.
Yeah.
Kate's all fancy today too. Look at her over there. Is she hiding behind a cubicle? Is she like behind the file cabinet right now?
I am. This is the only place I can get service.
Where are you? Are you in like a locker room? What is that?
This is my new disgusting office at work, and only in this one little area, if I leave my phone, I can get service.
Hilarious.
So I'm hiding, and I got interrupted before. But since I'm here, I will tell you what my goal is for September. It's to submit 15,000 on my own pen because I am going to issue 12,500 to Slingshot up to 85. I am going to focus heavily more on recruiting working on hiring a recruiter to do that because I certainly don't give it enough time like I should. And you talked about what are we going to do in a year from now? A year from now, August 2022, I will definitely be AO, submitting a lot of money. That's all I got. Not sure of the amount, but that's where I'll be.
Glad to have a peek at you behind the file cabinet.
Behind the lockers. I believe you, Kate, for sure. I believe you.
Kate's also tiny, little tiny thing. It was so funny to see everybody's height outside of Zoom. We're like, Kate is like tiny and fierce all at the same time. Who's next?
I'll go.
Rob.
So September, I want to issue 10,000. By January 22, I want to be up to 90%. And then my AO run is scheduled and the goals have been written for June of next year with 10 riders. So how I'm getting those riders, I don't know yet, but they will be worked in. So my goal for a year from now, it's who knows at this point in time. Gotta take these first steps. So AO status by June. That's been bumped out a couple times. So by September next year, it should be set in stone.
Cool. And then there were people that like, this is my month that I hit AO, like happening while they were there. So that could totally be, June, July, August, next summer. I believe you. Who's next? It's so fun to listen to.
So
we missed you at conference. I know
Yeah.
you were stuck in storms, but we missed you.
Yeah, that was really frustrating. I had some major FOMO, and it was a tough one. So this month I want to write 10K ish, and then get 2 packets back. By January, I want to be at 90% and writing about 20K a month, and then have 12 new recruits under me at that time, and at least 6 consistent writers. And next year be in AO, still writing 20K a month on my pen, and then be bringing in 20 recruits a month, and hopefully having 1 or 2 of those recruits that I've had be making their own AO run.
Oh, I like that duplication, creating other AOs. And I've heard Danny Young say this, write this down somewhere, the person with the most leaders wins, right? Like the most leaders wins. That's the key, right? Is creating other leaders. And that's why they say here, like it's a leadership development company that sells insurance. That's who wins here, right? It's just writers doesn't do it. You got to create leaders that create more leaders. That's the duplication, real-time freedom. So later. So yeah, keep that in mind. It's awesome, Neil. I believe you. Who's next?
I'll go, Sarah, but I have a question first. If you're going for agency owner, do you have to be already at 95, or can you be at 90 going to 95?
Yes, you can be at 90. Your last month, you have to be at 95, which means
Okay.
you have to do it at least month 2. I think Jamie and I both did. I think we were both 90 for month 1 and then 95 month 2 and 3. So it was, you had to watch both because they're different qualifications, right? So we had to make sure that we were hitting our 95. Otherwise we weren't hitting our AO. There was no leeway with that.
Got it. Okay, so knowing that, so my September goal is to hit that first slingshot goal of the 5,000 submit, because I missed it last month and I'm very mad. So I'm not going to miss it this month, no matter what. And then January of 2022, I also jumped all in and bought an owner's pack.
Okay, good.
So my goal is to have that owner's pack completely filled no matter what, and hit that second month for the 90%. That way, start February, I can do my AO run.
Yep.
And that way, in August of 2022, I'm attending the Whaling Conference as an agency owner with at least bringing 15 team members with me.
Awesome.
Love it.
I love it. I love it.
And I believe that too.
I believe you. You're very serious this morning. Like, I don't think anyone's messing with Dina today. I'm mad. I love it.
Good job, Dina.
Yes. Who else? Who else? Anybody else? Jane, what about you?
Anyone? Oh, I didn't go yet. Yeah, I need to submit at least 15 on my own pen this month. It's also, I mean, I'd love to do more than that, but I'm being realistic. 15,000, 12,000 issued. It's also double ears, so I might need to up that and work a little harder. 20 writers, 5 new. I'd like to have 100K submit with 65,000 issued for 105 contract level. And then AD by January, which I think I might need to adjust. I have like 5 people right now going for AO.
What's the level with 5 agency owners direct you? Let me just look. Hold on.
What? Nobody has it.
Okay.
So let's do that. Maybe they'll make a new title for that. And then August, be at 120 and sit in the green room with all the other 120s behind stage. That was like, I had major FOMO from that. I'm like, this looks so fun. You have snacks and they're all hanging out. I want to be back there. And I also would love to be out of the field, not buying leads in August of 2022.
I believe you. I'll sit back. We can't one of us be back there and the other one not.
I would be pissed, Sarah. I would not. Oh.
Does anyone want to deal with Jamie if I'm there and she's not? Anyone? Oh, look, they're like, no, that should be all of your worst fear. Like that should be your worst fear is watching her if I'm back there and she's not. Like, I just want to go.
You landed an hour before me in Knoxville. It was awful.
No one wants to see
You're like,
Jacob.
I just hugged Jacob. I'm like, of course you did. Of course you did. I wasn't there. So dumb. I need to work on that. I'll read about it.
No, I would be just not worth it. No.
We got 4 minutes before our Wayland call. Who else wants to go? John Berlin, I'm calling you out. You just
I see
hang
his
out.
finger unmuting. I think that's what he's doing.
There he is.
Yes, I was trying to get unmuted and I hate doing it off the phone, but
I thought you wanted to hear
no.
Dave's goals. You wanted to hear Dave first, so figured you were ready.
I had mine. I didn't take mine all the way out though. I had them done for this month, but anyhow, hopefully starting at 75% this in September. Working on getting Slingshot to 80%, goal of 20,000 APV with 18,000 issued, 10 completed packets with 3 writers. By convention, looking at being at 95% with 10 consistent writers, averaging 10 completed packets per month. Hopefully have the team writing by a minimum of 35,000 a month with 10 agents at the conference. A year from now being AD with at least 2 AOs and positioning myself to be out of the field by my birthday, January 23rd of 2023.
Nice. I believe you. Nice. Because when did he say AO by?
I was writing so fast. I don't even think my notes make sense.
I didn't have a specific date, Sarah, for the AO because I was trying to figure that out while you guys were doing everything on how it would all fall in by the calendar.
I get that. And I'm still learning these top tiers up there. So having EVP, which I think there's only like 3 in the whole company. It has 3 agency directors. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that felt confusing to me.
Yeah. Do we have anybody else? We have 3 minutes before we go. Sean, where are you? Call you out.
I'm here. Can you guys hear me? I haven't used this laptop like this before. September, I want to issue 15 on my own pen and have 6 packets back, turning those into writers. January, I'm going to be on my AO run. The commission or the contract level isn't an issue for me. It's just getting the writers and the team here. So January, I'm going to be on my AO run, hitting it right at or just after conference. So it's, I got my 3-month window right in there. A year from now, I don't know what level of leadership I'll be at because I'm going to develop leaders. I don't know how many AOs I'll have. But my goal is to have an agency doing about 133 a month, at least 26 writers. I mean, they all won't be direct, but we'll have, several deep. But I want to be working my way out of the field in a year. I don't know that I'll get out of the field completely. I do have a goal to write 1 million on my own pen. I'm about 60% there. So over the next couple of years, even though as I transition out, I'll still dabble. I still like to write. I still like to get out and help families. You know, what's not cool about writing $1,000 APV and getting 120% commission on that? So
it makes writing a whole lot more fun when you hit 100. I mean, and he told us that. He's like, 100 makes a big difference on that commission.
well, and you know, I love seeing people like Himmy and some of the upper level leadership pop up on the leaderboards occasionally. Darren Stubbs was doing it recently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I like that. And when the pressure's not there that you have to do it, it makes it more fun. But I want to cross the 1 million mark of my own pen. And so I'm going to keep pushing, you know, as I'm in the field and have to pay my own bills. Those numbers are climbing. But I'll keep at it even for the next couple of years just to hit the 1 million mark, because I just think that would be fun.
Yes, it would. I believe you. It's going to be fun. And if you want kind of an idea about what the commission looks like on some of these levels, you know, I can try to help walk through that so you can kind of plan that out too. You know, Hemi is like 350K. Is that right, Jamie? 350 a month?
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. 350. And then how many writers? And he's got like 65 writers. How many writers does he have a month?
A lot. And he was #1 for recruiter too, 400 and something packets back so far for the year.
And he's at that 40,000 mark. So just to give you that kind of an idea. So anyway, I love all this, guys. I believe you. I think our team is going to be the fastest growing, and I think it already is. Actually, I think we're going to have the biggest group in Denver, and we'll make the biggest splash there because we just have the best people. So find your accountability partner. That's going to be, I love hearing Cuppernell. They already knew what each other's goals were. They're working together and holding each other accountable. So that helps. Jamie and I, you know, we don't go, we said that all the time in Knoxville. We're like, I'm so glad we both did it together. So glad we both did it together, you know, so find your person to do it together with. It just helps. So let's go watch Julie Sarah and have a good day.
Love you guys. Love your goals. Proud of you all. See you tomorrow.